High atop the hill, obscured by gnarled trees and veiled in perpetual shadows, stood the Malefic Mansion, a foreboding structure with a history steeped in darkness. This was not a place for the faint-hearted. Its towering turrets and ominous silhouette stood as a stark reminder of the chilling tales that had woven themselves into the very fabric of the mansion. In its prime, the mansion was a beacon of opulence, a testament to the grandeur of a bygone era. But time, as it often does, had left its mark. Now, the mansion stood as a relic of its former self, its grandeur replaced by an air of decay that seemed to mirror its sinister past. A group of unsuspecting visitors, drawn by the allure of the unknown and a morbid curiosity, decided to explore this place of mystery. As they ascended the winding path leading to the mansion, the air around them seemed to thicken with anticipation. The air grew heavy as they crossed the threshold, their unease palpable in the dimly lit foyer. The mansion, once opulent, now exuded an air of decay that mirrored its sinister past. Its grandeur tainted by time and terror, the mansion bore silent witness to the eerie portraits that adorned its walls. Each face, frozen in a moment of time, held an unsettling gaze that seemed to follow the visitors, penetrating the veil of their courage and igniting a spark of trepidation within them. The spectral coldness that seemed to seep from the very walls of the Malefic Mansion was as real as the goosebumps that prickled the visitors' skin. As they ventured further into the mansion's depths, whispers echoed through the halls, a chilling chorus of voices lost to time, yet unwilling to be forgotten. The mansion's past clung to it as though it were a second skin, unseen hands guiding the visitors, stirring the dormant malevolence that permeated the mansion. Each step taken, each breath drawn, seemed to awaken the mansion's haunting history, breathing life into the shadows. Each step stirred the dormant malevolence that permeated the mansion. In the grand ballroom, the group unwittingly stumbled upon a scene from the past, a ghastly gathering of shadowy figures engaged in an otherworldly dance. The air around them pulsed with an ominous rhythm, as if the very walls of the mansion were keeping time with a spectral waltz. Each footstep echoed with the whispers of an ancient curse, a dark melody woven into the mansion's history. Imagine the sensation of unseen eyes upon you, a penetrating gaze that seemed to seep from the mansion's very pores. It was as though the mansion itself was watching, its spectral tenants observing the intruders with a curiosity as cold as the grave. The visitors felt a chill creeping up their spines, a silent confirmation of their deepest fears. The mansion, a malevolent entity in itself, played tricks on their senses. Sounds seemed to echo from nowhere and everywhere, and the air was thick with an enigmatic dread. This grand ballroom, once a place of opulence and grandeur, was now a chilling stage set for a dance of the damned. One by one, the visitors fell victim to apparitions that emerged from the haunted recesses of the Malefic Mansion. Each encounter was a chilling spectacle, as faces twisted in unimaginable terror, their eyes mirroring the dread that consumed them. These were not mere illusions, but tangible manifestations of the mansion's dark past, entwining with the present in a dance of despair. The spectral figures seemed to rise from the very walls, their forms wavering between reality and the ethereal plane. They whispered tales of sorrow, their voices a chilling symphony in the silent corridors. The visitors, once mere observers, now found themselves participants in this ghastly tableau. As they disappeared into the clinging mist, their screams echoed through the mansion, a haunting melody of fear. The mansion seemed to absorb these sounds, its hunger for terror insatiable. The remaining visitors stood paralyzed, their hearts pounding a frenzied beat in their chests. Desperation set in as the group realized the supernatural forces were toying with their sanity. As the survivors sought an escape, they found themselves ensnared in a labyrinth of shifting hallways. Each turn in this bewildering maze seemed to mock their frantic efforts, their footsteps echoing in a symphony of dread. The mansion, no longer a mere structure of bricks and mortar, took on a life of its own. Its walls breathed, corridors twisted and turned in impossible angles, and the floor beneath them pulsed like the beating heart of a monstrous entity. Their hearts pounded in their chests, the rhythm matching the eerie tempo of the mansion's sinister dance. The air turned thick with fear, each breath they took saturated with the taste of despair. The mansion reveled in their terror, feeding off their panic. It was as though the very architecture was alive, shifting, morphing, reshaping itself to confound and ensnare them in its cruel game. Hope waned as they realized the mansion wasn't just trapping them physically, but mentally tormenting them as well. Doors led to nowhere, and the very architecture seemed alive. In the heart of the mansion, a room shrouded in darkness revealed the source of its malevolence, a cursed artifact pulsating with eldritch energy. The object, wreathed in spectral flames, seemed to throb with a life all its own. It was as if the very essence of the mansion's wickedness had been distilled into this single, terrifying artifact. The survivors, their faces pale with fear, realized the object's significance. They understood that this artifact was the beating heart of the mansion, the nexus of its supernatural power. Desperation fueled their courage. They knew they had to destroy it, to break the mansion's cruel hold over them. Summoning the last of their strength, they lunged at the artifact. The air crackled with tension as they shattered the object, releasing a wave of eldritch energy that shook the mansion to its foundations. A deafening wail reverberated through the mansion as the malevolence recoiled. The survivors had dealt a significant blow, but their ordeal was far from over. With the curse broken, the survivors stumbled out of the Malefic Mansion, gasping for breath as the shadows released their grip. The relief was tangible, a palpable wave that washed over the survivors as they felt the spectral coldness dissipate, replaced by the chilly embrace of the night air. Their hearts pounded in unison, each beat a testament to their harrowing ordeal and their fortitude to endure. The mansion, once a predator reveling in their fear, now seemed like a wounded beast. A sigh of defeat echoed through its empty halls, the malevolent energies that once thrived within its walls now subdued. The sinister residue, the unseen eyes, the phantom whispers, all silenced by the shattering of the cursed artifact. As they descended the hill, the survivors cast one final glance at the mansion's foreboding silhouette. Its malevolent presence was muted, its shadows less menacing, its secrets momentarily quelled. The Malefic Mansion, a relic of supernatural malevolence, waited patiently for the next unsuspecting visitors to ascend its hill and uncover the ominous events that transpired within its walls.